Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Pleb. In tonight's story, Justin Trudeau continues being a coward. Yesterday, Parliament, thousands of Jews showed up in solidarity against anti-Semitism, and Justin Trudeau was nowhere to be found. As well, tonight, Stoner Guy is back, and he's going even more viral now with the funniest clip he's ever put out. And in our last story, Jagmeet Singh gets himself embarrassed once again, saying what is possibly the dumbest thing he's ever said. You won't want to miss tonight's story. Stick around. Today's episode has been brought to you by Beaver Bitcoin, my favorite Bitcoin exchange. Are you guys looking for a way to opt out of funding foreign wars? Well, you can actually do that with Bitcoin. One of the ways governments funds these wars is by printing money. Well, guess what they can't print more of? They can't print more Bitcoin. So if you want to opt out of war, get yourself some Bitcoin over at beaverbitcoin.com. Links in the description below. Thanks for sponsoring today's report. Welcome to your Tuesday report. We're going to have a lot of fun here today, as we usually do on this channel. And we're going to kick off tonight's story with an update. A lot of you guys in the comments are like, Pleb, what's going on with the signatures? Pleb, what's going on with the petition? Tell us an update. Keep us updated. What's going on? Well, I have an update for you guys. Well, here is your update, folks. This petition for a non-confidence vote now has 187,355 signatures. That is insane. I do believe that the most signed petition of all time on that website is 250,000 signatures. We're not far from breaking the record. So if you guys want to break the record for the biggest petition of all time, go in the comments down below, check my pinned comment, and sign this petition if you haven't signed it already. Guys, we're kicking off tonight's news report with a banger. I read all the comments under YouTube, and in my last video, I featured a legend by the name of Stoner Guy, who was talking about taxing reindeer farts and some of the most hilarious rants I've ever heard. Well, guess what? Stoner Guy is back, and he's released another video on pronouns, which is going even more viral than the video I showed on my channel the other day. This tweet here, okay, about pronouns, has 4,400 likes, 1,700 retweets, and has been seen almost 1 million times in a day and a half. Let's go watch the latest clip from Stoner Guy that's going viral. By the way, his name is not Stoner Guy. I don't even know what his name is, but until he DMs me and tells me his name, I'm calling him Stoner Guy.
My pronouns aren't preferred. They are mandatory.
Okay, how the fuck am I supposed to know when I'm only meeting someone on the go and I'm not allowed to guess by how they look or how they dress or by what they got that's going on below? See, on this topic, I'm a little gray. When meeting someone new, what do I say? Because if I have to start our talk asking if you have a cock, then you're not my kind of person anyway. And just one more little thing before I'm gone. Respect is earned, it's not demanded in a song. If you want to be a she or a they, a zer, a z, good for you, but you can't make me play along.
Oh my God, that is golden. Okay, rewind that. We got to watch that again where I can actually laugh. I didn't want to interrupt this time. Let's watch it one more time. It's just so good.
My pronouns aren't preferred. They are mandatory.
Okay, how the fuck am I supposed to know when I'm only meeting someone on the go and I'm not allowed to guess by how they look or how they dress or by what they got that's going on below?
Oh my God.
See, on this topic, I'm a little gray. When meeting someone new, what do I say? Because if I have to start our talk asking if you have a cock, then you're not my kind of person anyway. And just one more little thing before I'm gone. Respect is earned, it's not demanded in a song. If you want to be a she or a they, a zer, a z, good for you, but you can't make me play along.
Oh my God. The greatest. This dude is the GOAT. The GOAT. Stoner Guy is the hero we need. And with a video so good that I literally played it twice, we need to go read the comments and see what people are saying about it on X. Unacceptable Canadian Girl says, I'm dead. This guy wins the internet 2 days in a row. Friend of the channel here, Glenda says, damn, I love this guy. What did Marty say? Marty up north, I have to memorize this song. It's so good. Lady Brit says, LMFAO, this is amazing and so true. Make sure your bladder is empty before watching this one, folks. Ian Priddle writes, National Anthem just dropped. Clark writes, just hilarious, dunking on idiots, LOL. Well said. And Miranda says, I effing love this guy. I think the verdict is in. We love the Stoner Guy. Damn, how many followers does he have now? We featured him. He had like 400 followers. Holy shit. Stoner Guy has like 3,600 followers now. Good. If you guys think this dude is hilarious, give him a follow at Things I Think when I'm stoned. Absolutely hilarious account. In our next story, you guys may have been asking yourselves, Pleb, where were you yesterday? We missed you. Why didn't you put out a video? Well, I was in Ottawa covering the giant rally in support of Jews and Israel. I was literally reporting from the top of a snowbank in order to give you guys the best shot. Let's go watch the footage.
Reporting live from Parliament Hill 10 minutes before the speeches are about to go off. People are piling in. The place is packed. I'm not even sure if all the buses are here yet. Take a look at this crowd. It is massive. People are still piling in right now. Look how many people are here in support of the Jewish community to stand up against anti-Semitism. What a massive crowd here in Ottawa, and everyone is not even here yet.
Now, Lacey Marie thinks it was funny when I said reporting live from the top of a snowbank, but the truth is, I literally reported from the top of this snowbank. This comment cracked me up underneath of the video saying, from Cricket Lives Matter, name something you'd only hear from an independent reporter in Canada. Pleb, reporting live from the top of a snowbank. Now, one thing I noticed at this event was the fact that NDP were nowhere to be found. There was literally no NDP giving any speeches. And Jagmeet Singh was not there. Justin Trudeau was not there. But guess who actually had the courage to show up? None other than Mr. Pierre Poilievre, the next Prime Minister of Canada, made an appearance where the NDP were too scared to go. Justin Trudeau was too scared to go. But Pierre Poilievre, he's not a coward like these leftists. He actually stands for what he believes in and doesn't try to play both sides. This is another reason I like Pierre Poilievre. But our scumbag mainstream media let it be known how they truly felt about this rally against anti-Semitism. Listen to the words from CTV, how they describe this rally.
In Ottawa, thousands of Jewish Canadians rallied on Parliament Hill in support of the war, while inside Parliament, Palestinian Canadians made a plea for help.
Okay, they're literally calling this a rally in support of war. What?
Jewish Canadians rallied on Parliament Hill in support of the war, while inside Parliament.
In support of the war. Absolute scumbag. No, that is not what it was. It was literally Jews in solidarity asking that the hostages be brought home and an end to this anti-Semitism we've been seeing in Canada. But the scumbaggery doesn't end just there with the mainstream media for this week, because they came out in lockstep here and put an attack ad out on Pierre Poilievre and conservatives. Look at these headlines here. From CTV, Toronto Star, CBC, City News, the biggest news outlets in the country are all running the same headline. Read this headline here. Poilievre's Conservative Party embracing language of mainstream conspiracy theories. They want to make us seem like conspiracy theorists. Well, how about this? This looks like an actual conspiracy. The entire mainstream media conspiring together to attack Pierre Poilievre and conservatives. Shove it. Now, the mainstream media are clearly in a panic because they keep trying to throw things at Pierre Poilievre and nothing is working because none of us trust you. And this is probably another reason that they are freaking out here. You guys remember the documentary we featured here on this channel the other day when it had 200,000 views? Well, look at this. Pierre Poilievre's housing documentary is going mega viral. We're now about to hit 4 million views. We have 18,000 likes, 7,900 retweets. This is why the mainstream media is salty. They are essentially irrelevant. Pierre Poilievre does not need them. He has me. He has you. He has social media. He has YouTube. The mainstream media is dying, and with very good reason. Do you guys want to know who else is salty here? None other than Chrystia Freeland, who tried to quote tweet Pierre here and deleted her tweet. Okay. And this is Pierre dunking on her, saying, "Sunday night laugh for you. Freeland just replied to my groundbreaking Housing Hell documentary with a tweet about her inflationary budget. Everyone howled with laughter, so she deleted it. Minister, watch the documentary." Pierre's a much better troll than we give him credit for. But the laughs with Chrystia Freeland don't end just there, because after deleting her tweet, she decided to go and reply to Pierre Poilievre with the same tweet, as you can see here, and gets herself ratioed on her reply. 883 likes to 1,000 replies. Another ratio for the Liberals. But you guys remember a couple of minutes ago when I said Pierre Poilievre's actually a pretty good troll? Look at this tweet he put out this week. It's so good. Look at this. Pierre Poilievre writes, "Headlines in 2023 after 8 years of Trudeau." The Globe and Mail. This is a literal article. How to move back in with your parents. Oh boy. So after going viral again and watching the Liberals and the left have an absolute meltdown at how successful Pierre's documentary is, Pierre Poilievre went back to the House of Commons to face off with the housing minister and destroy the Libs some more.
Cardinal sin. It's time for that member to make a confession that since 2017, when they brought in this program, housing costs have doubled. The rent has doubled. Mortgage payments have doubled. They needed down payment have all doubled. My common sense plan, which is in a 15-minute documentary he can watch between photo ops while he's being chauffeured around, would ensure that cities have to permit 15% more homes in order to keep their funding. It would take taxes off construction, including carbon taxes off of building materials, and it would require CMHC bureaucrats quickly approve financing or lose their bonuses and get fired. This is a common sense plan. Why won't he get working to implement it?
The Honourable Minister of Housing.
I'm fond of the honourable member's soliloquies on biblical passages, Mr. Speaker. Somebody who read scripture in church growing up, and if there's one lesson I took, it's that we all have a responsibility to help the vulnerable members of our community. The reality
The vulnerable, bro, every single poor person in Canada is literally getting destroyed because of these Liberal policies. Just watch them laugh at him after he makes this statement.
to put money in place that's actually going to support people who do not have a roof over their head, to build more affordable housing after 30 years of Liberal and Conservative governments not taking the issue of housing seriously. The honourable member plans to make cuts where we will make investment, and I know which path will put a roof over more of my neighbors' heads.
We need to cut all bureaucracy in this country. Our government literally ruins everything they touch. Everything they get involved with makes things worse. Let's make this government a lot smaller. Agreed? And speaking of making things smaller, in our next story, it appears that the CBC is reducing in size here, as yesterday an announcement came out that the CBC is cutting 600 employees. Now, 600 employees equates to about 10% of their staff. The entire size of the CBC is about 6,000 employees, and most of these people are going to lose their jobs after the fiscal year. But I don't want to laugh here at people losing their jobs. It's not my style. It kind of sucks. But the way in which they announced and told people they are getting fired is so woke and ridiculous that I have to laugh at it. Per Mickey here, someone in the CBC town hall asked, why did we do a virtual town hall instead of one in person where we can ask our own questions? Catherine Tate's response, to cut down on our carbon footprint. Right. So they fired them over Zoom to be woke. Unbelievable. We fired you over Zoom because we care about climate change. We are so ethical and woke. What an absolute clown show the CBC is. But the clown show doesn't end just there, because the CBC CEO went on to CBC to answer some questions, and shout out to this journalist, she actually owned Catherine Tate here. Watch this.
The information request showed 16 million were paid in bonuses in 2022. Can we establish that that is not happening this year?
It's too early to say where we are for this year. We'll be looking at that like we do all our line items in the coming months.
So there's a chance bonuses could still happen at a time when jobs are being cut?
I'm not going to comment on something that hasn't been discussed at this point, so.
Okay.
Oh yeah, giving herself a bonus after absolutely failing. She's definitely a liberal. In our next story, Jagmeet Singh is out embarrassing himself yet again. A clip has emerged from an interview here that was found by none other than the amazing Zoltan. A reporter asked Jagmeet Singh what his plan is to make housing more affordable, and Jagmeet's response, by making housing more affordable. Watch this clip. It's so frustrating and truly shows how dumb the left truly is.
About 411 homes, only 13% of them are affordable. And this is on public land. So they're using public land to build homes, which is a great idea, but only 13% are affordable.
So then what do you want them to do differently?
We want 100% of the homes to be affordable. If you're going to build land or build home on public land,
how is that a plan? What's your plan? Oh, let's make the 100% of the houses affordable. What?
Idea, but only 13% are affordable.
So then what do you want them to do differently?
We want 100% of the homes to be affordable. If you're going to build land or build home on public land, every single one of them should be affordable.
How can they do that and do it quickly? Because we are not heading for a crisis, we're in a crisis.
100%. But I've spoken to a lot of people who told me, if you build a whole bunch more luxury homes or luxury condos, that's not going to help me out right now because I can't afford those luxury condos. So if we're going to use our public land, we should use every square foot of public land to be public land that's used for affordable homes. And that affordability has to be a big factor. The people I spoke to tell me we need it to be affordable, something that we can actually manage to afford to buy or to rent.
So then what needs to be in place in order to make that stipulation? Because developers are going to develop things that are going to give them profit. That's how that goes.
Right. So it's the requirement of affordability. There could be funding to make that, to achieve that. There could be incentives to achieve that. But the definition for the land that's being developed, if you want to use public land, the requirement has to be we'll provide this public land, we'll provide incentives, but the outcome has to be that the project that's being built has to be affordable or we're not going to support it.
Bank of Canada Governor Tiff Macklem said in October the government's current spending plans are, his words, were not helpful for fighting inflation. How do you think you can accomplish your goals on housing and pharmacare without also increasing inflation?
Here we go.
That's a really important question. One of the things we notice is that the inflation that we're experiencing, a major driver is actually the cost of housing. If you look at the breakdown, it's groceries is one big factor, and the other factor is the cost of housing. Building homes that people can afford is actually going to fight inflation. If we can bring down the cost for rent, the cost to own a home, that's one of the right now major drivers of inflation. So that type of investment is non-inflationary. It's actually going to bring down inflation.
Oh, really? Really? Jagmeet, how do you make housing more affordable? By making 100% of the houses affordable? What kind of answer is that? Also, Jagmeet, how are you going to bring down inflation? Well, by having affordable houses. We can still spend the way we're spending. We just need more affordable homes. How does this guy have a lawyer degree? Seriously, how? We are honestly governed by such absolute morons that it's really, really frustrating. But if I could give you guys any hope, it's that Pierre Poilievre is above 40% on more than one poll now. He's at 40% on Nanos. He's at 42% on Abacus. Change is coming to Canada, and these clowns are about to go. Now, before I let you guys go, I got one more story here for you guys. You guys remember the kangaroo, the guy chasing around the kangaroo in Ottawa, Ontario the other day? Well, apparently they found the kangaroo, yes. But read this headline. It's so funny from the CBC here. Escaped kangaroo punches police officer before Ottawa capture. So they actually caught the kangaroo, but just like in the cartoon, the kangaroo boxed up the cop first. Absolutely hilarious. And I'm happy that the kangaroo is safe because there's no way he's surviving winter in Canada. All right, that's a wrap for today's video, but let me ask you guys a question here. When I showed you guys all those articles that came out with the same headline in lockstep from the media, do you guys think that these attacks are coordinated together? Do you think the media calls each other and coordinates attacks and tries to set narratives like that, conservatives are conspiracy theorists? What do you guys think? Do you think this is a coordinated attack? I want to know in the comments down below. And as usual, if you enjoy my videos, make sure to like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. My name is the Pleb. This was today's report, and I'll be back tomorrow. Peace.